Hello, so I recently updated a few pieces of my rack, and since we have time right now, I decided why not make a video on what my standard, quote-unquote standard trad rack is for Southern California. This is what I have. We'll go through what I'm carrying. I tend to carry way more than I need to because I am not that good at trad climbing. I feel more comfortable with more pieces than less, and I don't do really hard trad. I'll leave the hard stuff to sport and bouldering, and trad is just me enjoying going up, trying stuff, having fun. But anyway, I usually don't bring my nuts, but again, small to big. I only go up to a number 4 Camelot. Just don't really see myself doing larger things, off widths, just not really for me. So anyway, there's some new pieces here, some old, but we'll go through what I brought, what I'm gonna bring, what I normally bring. We'll start off with small stuff. Here's my belay device. I like something that's auto block. I have the reverso also, but for trad, especially multi-pitch, auto block is great. Sport, usually you're not belaying from the top, so it doesn't really matter, but trad, there's a chance that you are going to belay from the top, so I recommend auto block. This is just what I have. This is the ATC guide. Yeah, so that's my belay device. I do carry a nut tool. Like I said, I usually don't carry nuts. Just it slows it down. I know that there are better placements for it, but again, when I'm climbing, it's so easy that I can just look a foot past the nut placement and find a great bomber cam placement. So just speeds it up for me, but I do carry a nut tool still. Not sure what this one is. Says it's made in Russia. I guess it's right there. Ushpa? No idea what that is, but this one's pretty cool. It has a rounded end, so it's easy to tap a nut out or anything like that. It has a built-in gate, so you can clip it to your harness. Don't think those have any real purpose. Maybe easy to grab onto, I have no idea. But I've seen other nut tools that have like a hex, so you can tighten bolts and stuff. But anyway, I bring that. I have my full set of black diamond nuts, but I have placed them, I have used them, but now I just kind of climb without nuts. Again, just to save time. But if you are starting, a rack of nuts is a must. You just kind of need it. If you're starting out, look at that. You have that many pieces. I don't even know, 8, 9, 10 pieces. What was that? 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 pieces. I mean, that's 11 pieces that you can place for what, 80 bucks? Whereas you buy a cam for 50 and now you only have one. So at least a rack of nuts can get you started. But again, now I don't really place them. Alright, so here's where I have a personal feeling on, but my smallest piece that I carry is a 0.2. Anything below this is actually, like they say, is more of an aid piece. This is actually kind of borderline aid piece. And honestly, again, I'm climbing such easy stuff that if I'm going to place something that small, a nut obviously would be better, but I'm not carrying nuts. So if I have to place something smaller than this, I might as well just look a foot past it and put something else, or when in doubt, run it out. But anyway, this is X4. it's nice. I like it. I wanted doubles of it, but then recently the Z4 came out. If you haven't seen one of these, definitely go check them out. They're awesome. So if you place, this kind of wobbles around. So when you're placing, it can still wobble. The whole point of it is that it still wobbles, so that, or it's free moving, so you don't, your cam doesn't walk after you place it. This is equally free moving, flexible stem. But the cool thing is, when you pull the trigger, it actually stiffens it up, and you can't, well, barely, but it doesn't really go up and down, so it gives you a lot easier placement, especially on these small cams. Pretty sweet. Like I said, I really like this size. I wanted a double, so I figured I'd try out the Z4. I still have neutrinos. I know Oz carabiners are so much lighter, whatever, but whatever, I'm not really worried about weight. And I'm using what I got, so that's my smallest piece. Next smallest, I have a C3 number 1. Again, same principle. I didn't go any smaller because they became 8 pieces. C3s are pretty nice. I like them. They do not make them anymore. They are rigid this way, like the Z4, but that means you can't place them that way. They've been more like this, but it is a nice piece. I like them. Taken a few falls on them. Hold very well. They are very stiff, so I've actually never had any of my C3s ever walk, but that's that. I have the C3s number 2, so just a bigger version. I've taken a pretty big whipper on one of these. I forgot which one. Probably this one. Out in Joshua Tree, I took a big fall, and yeah, it held. The piece above blew, and that's why it was a bigger fall, and then this one caught me. But anyway, they don't make C3s anymore, but they're still solid pieces. Alright, so I had to retire some aliens recently. So I was in the market for other ones, so kind of using cams from my other rack. And these aren't even like a great, there's still a gap because I don't have doubles, but whatever, they'll work. This is the old Master Cam. I know they make a light version, and I think they might even make a third version. This is the Camelot ones, but the Master Cams are fine. One thing that kind of sucks about Master Cams compared to like the Z4 or the aliens, I retired a bunch of aliens, is not the Z4, sorry. I retired a bunch of aliens. Those were double. Well, those are, no, they just had a better range, I felt like. And soft lobes, more flexible. Aliens are awesome. I would go replace them all with aliens again if I had the money right now, but I don't. But anyway, I'm using the Master Cam. It's fine, no complaints. It just wouldn't be my top choice if I were to buy it right now. But I'm using that, and then for my double, close enough range, but I've heard a billion good things about these Totem cams. So I decided, whatever, I'm gonna buy it, check it out, see what it's all about. I had that gap anyways, once I retired those aliens, but it's pretty nice. This is not the smallest one. They have a black one that's smaller. Pretty decent range, flexible stem. And then you're like looking at all this and wondering why, at least I was when I went to get it. The cool thing about the Totem is you can actually place it for just 2 lobes. So let's say the placement's super shallow, it can actually hold on 2 lobes, and you would just clip, you can clip here, and you'd be directly on these 2 lobes. So that's kind of cool. So it can be clipped for all of them, just these ones, just those ones. But I've placed it a few times, a few trips out in Joshua Tree, and pretty happy with them. Pretty awesome. Quite pricey, so that's kind of the bummer. But whatever. I don't know if I would say go build a whole rack of them, but if you have the money and you want them, they're pretty good. They're actually hard to come by right now. They seem to be sold out everywhere. Alright, next size up. Again, these are where my aliens were. So I have another Master Cam. Again, I already talked about it. Orange Master Cam. I don't know what size it is. What is this? A 3, a number 3. So the other one was a number 2. But anyway, that's okay. And with a recent coupon, I decided to get this 0.4 Z4. It's dual axle, so it has really good camming range. And I figured if I was gonna buy this, I needed a second piece. I wasn't gonna buy, well, I could have bought Alien, but I had a coupon for this at REI. REI doesn't sell aliens, so I said, why not? Get a piece for a good price? Sure. Next up, the red Alien 0.5 range. This is my favorite range, but I have an old, well, not a really old, but I have a 0.5 Camelot. Works well, and this range seems to be my favorite. That's that. I had 2 red aliens. I love them. They're my favorite pieces, but I retired them. But I went and got this new Fixe Revolution alien. Just the newer version of Alien. It's lighter, same camming range. Yeah, pretty nice. It has a little thumb loop now. Well, not just a thumb loop, but this little thing to make it a little more comfortable. Very, very smooth, very light, pretty awesome. I decided to go with the regular single sling. I know they have a double extendable one, but I don't know. Just kind of happy with what I used, more familiar with what I used, so I did not get the extendable one. But yeah, the red alien's my favorite piece, so this one will be my favorite piece. I'll probably be getting more red alien. Another red alien, probably getting more aliens in the future. Again, I just need to come across a store with them and have some money at the time. That 0.5 range, I don't know why, just really works well for me. I guess it's my hands. They're like finger cracks, maybe a little bigger, so it's easier to slide my fingers in. Really like it. So anyway, number 1, oh no, this is not number 1, sorry, 0.75. Great piece. I have 2 of them. I actually have a lot of them. I've been gifted this. Apparently this is the size that shops are recommending, because I've been gifted 2 or 3 0.75s now. So I have, I think, 5 of these, but I only need 2 for my rack. I have a second rack also, but 0.75 Camelots, love them. The Camelots I recommend for the larger sizes. From here on up, I would recommend Camelots. The DMM Dragons, same thing. Those are pretty nice. But I would recommend dual axle once you get above this size. The camming range is just so much better. So for one piece to cover more range is very nice, especially if you are starting out and you don't know how to judge the size of the crack that well yet. But solid pieces, kind of the gold standard. Every company is kind of comparing to to that. Dragons work well also, and I think there's another company now that makes dual axle. But yeah, Camelot's the original ones, pretty good. Like I said, I'm doing Camelots the rest of the way up. So then I have number ones, dual number ones. I was gifted another number one, which is really nice. And it was this guy. I was gifted one of the new ultralights. So I put it on my rack. I'm gonna try climbing with these more. Ultralight, pretty much same thing, just lighter. So they cut it out more. I don't think it's steel inside. Yeah, I think that's how they got lighter weight inside. I don't think it's a steel cable anymore. Yep, and there's your difference. They said it really doesn't make a difference in terms of strength, but it does save a lot in weight. Very smooth, still same camming range. I think the newer ones might not have anodized teeth anymore. Something about their testing, forget which company tested it, that they had better friction when it's not anodized here. That's why they're there you go. That's why the Z4s don't have anodizing anymore. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. Maybe they still do. I have no idea. I haven't checked. But again, this is from a while ago. Number one's great piece. If you need a starting piece, I'd go with your favorite, or maybe start at number one. Nuts plus a number one is pretty solid. Well, you would need more than that, but if you had to pick one to start, that's what I would do. Then I have double number twos. Again, Camelots just have way bigger range for what they are, because they have dual axles. But there are other companies that make dual axles. I would recommend it when you get to the larger sizes. Smaller sizes, they don't really help. They're pretty much the same. But two number twos, two number threes, and I only have a single number four. I don't place this that much, honestly. Like, I could get a double, I could get away with not. When I bring this, it's either because the climb specifically needs something this big, or I just see a place that I'm like, hey, I could put a 4 there, and then I just bring it just to bring it. I probably have seen, this has probably seen more action as an anchor piece than anything. So maybe because it just stays on my harness longer and it ends up being there, or I just see bigger placements up top. I don't know, but I sometimes don't even climb with it. But number 4 is the biggest that I would go. Again, if your climb needs bigger, you can bring it. I don't have a double on this. I do have this Metolius sling, but I actually do not climb with a sling. I actually rack all my cams on my harness. I don't know. If you guys think this is a fun video, I guess let me know and I'll show you how I rack my cams. But that's it. That's my standard trad rack. There's my puppy. Alright, thanks for watching.